I told her, I go, look, I go, you don't have to go to meetings. You don't have to have a sponsor. You don't have to do none of this stuff. I said, but I'm going to tell you what it's done for me. And I told her some trauma that happened when I was little, all that shit, all that guilt and shame shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little dude molesting me, like all stupid ass stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I like got real with her, and I said, the reason that I am better is through that step work process. And I just broke everything down to her. And I said, it's up to you. You got to make the move. So if you want that, if you don't, cool.
Yeah, but there are rules while
Yeah.
you live here.
Yeah. No matter what.
Those are not. The love is unconditional, but living here, that's not unconditional. That's
Yeah.
got conditions.
Yeah.
That's got.
We got some rules up in this mother sucker.
Yeah. And I don't even pitch it as disciplinarian. I just pitch it as, listen, you do certain things, and then there's consequences, and there's stuff that comes with it. I didn't do it. What are you getting mad at me for? I gave you your fucking phone.
Yeah.
We gave it to you.
Yeah.
Come on, at least be honest, right?
Yeah.
You fucked up, right? Just say you fucked
yeah.
up. It's okay. I fucked up. All right, well, let's work on not fucking up so we can give you your phone back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last thing I caught her was, it was over 2 weeks ago, right? And she goes, and I let her do, as long as she asked me and it's honest, like, I'm cool. She's like, hey, I want to go see my girlfriend. I go, okay, well, how are you going to get there? She was supposed to go to a meeting with me. She goes, oh, I'll take the bus. I'll text you when I get there. Okay, sounds good. You know, I'll take the bus back. Okay, cool. And then like an hour and a half goes by. She texted me, but then I was like, I looked at her location and she's at the beach, way away. So I said, you're full of shit. You're lying to me right now. I just went in with that one. And then I said, I FaceTimed her. She didn't answer. And then she answered. I said, hey, because she told me, oh, I'm with my friend and her mom. I said, well, let me see her. Let me talk to her mom. And then she was with a boy with a mustache driving. Well, they were in a car, sitting in a car. I was like, I go, put him on the phone. I looked at him. I said, check this out, bro. You got 10 minutes to get her home right now. And then that's when I took the phone, the last thing. I go, if you would have just came to me and said, hey, I want to hang out with this boy, I would have said, bring him over, let me meet him, and then I'll let you do it. You know, long as he didn't look like he's 25.
52 years old.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like,
does she know you have her location tracked? I mean,
She does now.
Does she think that?
yeah, I don't.
Look at it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she just thought that I wouldn't look at it. Maybe, possibly.
I think at that age, they just want that moment the way they want it, and
Yeah.
they'll deal with the shit later.
and deal with it. And that's kind of the way she's been doing it, like
Yeah.
that, you know? So it's like, I was like, I told her, I go, my biggest thing is you lying. Like, you can tell me the truth and I'll like we'll be cool. Be
It
real.
won't always be a yes, but at least we'll be cool.
Yeah. I go, that's the worst thing to do is lie to me. Don't do it. Some bullshit.
Yeah, I feel bad for her, man.
Yeah.
Something's gnawing away at her. She doesn't even fucking know. She doesn't even know that. She can't even pinpoint that there is a gnawing.
Yeah.
She's so young that she doesn't even know what's happening to her. She can't even identify her feelings, or if you ask her, why are you doing this, her answer will be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She really doesn't know.
No, it's like automatic. Yeah. I know that there's a lot of shit has happened. She's had a rough one.
Fuck yeah.
You know, we all have, right? She's definitely one of us. You know, I told her, I go, look, I go, you don't have to go to meetings. You don't have to have a sponsor. You don't have to do none of this stuff. I said, but I'm going to tell you what it's done for me. And I told her some trauma that happened when I was little, all that shit, all that guilt and shame shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little dude molesting me, like all stupid ass stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I like got real with her and I said, the reason that I am better is through that step work process. And I just broke everything down to her. And I said, it's up to you. You got to make the move. So if you want that, if you don't, cool.
Yeah, but there are rules while
Yeah.
you live here.
Yeah, no matter what.
Those are not. The love is unconditional, but living here, that's not unconditional. That's
Yeah.
got conditions.
Yeah,
That's got.
we got some rules up in this mother sucker.
Yeah, yeah. So we were kind of talking about that yesterday Christine and I were talking about it in the car, and Glenn and I touched on it for a moment, like when new people just come in to the fold of recovery, like let's just assume that the family has done what they need to do to set the stage for people to get ready to get help, right? And so somebody comes in, what they come in with is an ideology of how they think life works. And they also have a scorecard in their heads of their interactions with their families, with their friends. And their scorecard is who did what to whom, and a list of resentments that they have, and a list of things that happened. And they have a very minimal view of all of those scorecards. Meaning, if you have a pie, and we were talking about this yesterday, if the whole truth is an entire pie, what they see is a small sliver of the pie as the entire truth. They don't see the entire pie. And the only way to see the entire pie is to see it from up above. Because as an individual who has the disease of addiction, we get fooled. We're very selective about what happened. We minimize our part in things, maximize other people's part in things.
Yeah.
And then we run that through our own intellect a couple of more times just to make sure there's no holes in it. We solidify it, we stamp it, we seal it, and that becomes our belief system and our truth. So now when we come into the program asks us to reevaluate everything that we think is our truth.
Yeah.
And so that's why honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness are so important, because your life is the proof that you either know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing. And so that your life is the result of all of your efforts and all of your best thinking and all of your great plans and your scorecards. And so if you walk into a 12-step meeting, it's because your life isn't working out for you so well. Right?
Absolutely.
So then what most people will say is, well, I've been dealt a bad hand. Okay, maybe you have been dealt a bad hand. But I would venture to ask people, the last 5 years, have you been dealing with the problems that you've created or the bad hand that was dealt to you years ago?
Yeah, that's heavy.
So it's like, I know it feels real. I know you think it's real, and you might be partially right about some of it, but it's not always that way, and that's the hardest part. You have sponsees,
Oh, yeah.
when they talk, you hear the holes in some of the stories and some
Yeah.
of the things that they say.
Absolutely. I was just telling someone the other day about like the whole wrong place, wrong time. Like, oh man, I stopped at that payphone, and then I had to remind people that there's payphones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole deal was like, and then I'm on the payphone, and there's a heroin addict on a bicycle over there, and the cops roll up, and I'm like, and they come to me and not him, and I was like, man, I was total wrong place, wrong time. I thought, why didn't you look at him? And you're looking at me, and then they ended up taking me to jail. Kind of thing.
And why do you think they went to you instead of him?
Because probably I was looking.
You were him. Yeah, either one of you would have done just fine.
Or I was worse than him.
Yeah.
Right away, he skated off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like people will hear that story and they'll go like, what does that have to do with anything? It has a lot to do with it, because how we think is how we act before we come into the program. Like, I didn't know before I came into recovery, I didn't know that just because I thought something, I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not knowing that little piece of information?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because like yourself, think about it.
Think it and do it.
Anytime I felt like using, I did.
Yeah.
Anytime I felt like not going to work, I didn't. Like, I just pretty much did anything I felt like doing and didn't do anything I didn't feel like doing.
Yeah.
How's that going to work out?
No, that didn't really work out real well at all.
No, see, I didn't
none
even
of
know
us.
that. I
Yeah.
had no idea that I was even that way.
Yeah.
No idea I was that way. So when you're clueless about how you are and you think that you're actually okay, then the only thing left is to blame the world for your shit.
Yeah.
There's no other way to go.
Absolutely.
Or God.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. God was first.
Yeah.
I think back when I was like 8,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like, yeah, then it was everyone else's fault. Wrong place, that person, that girl, them.
A little bit of wisdom goes a long way. You know, talking about the parents, like, you know, I'm having my own situation right now. You know, I got a call from a family member yesterday, you know, angry because they got a 3-day notice put on the door. Pissed off at the landlord.
Like it was their fault.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why did they put a 3-day notice on your door? Well, because the rent's behind. I said, okay. And she says, but I told them off real good. I told them, you know, I've been living here for 11 years. How dare you, you know, put a notice where my neighbors can see. And like, I'm like, okay, but you are behind on the rent, right? She goes, yeah, but he didn't have to do that. I said, well, he wouldn't have done that had you paid the rent.
Yeah.
Like, they don't put notices on people's doors that pay their rent. She goes, well, I don't always get my money at the same time. I said, actually, you do. I know exactly when you get your money at the same time.
Yeah.
What's not being talked about is the addict that lives with her, who siphons everything.
All the money.
That's not even mentioned. And then furthermore, I'm like, why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
What are you mad at me for? She goes, well, he said that the landlord called you and you told him to do, you know, whatever he needs to do. I said, I spoke to the landlord a year ago. That's the last time he called me in regards to your rent. And I did pay 1 month for you. And I'm not doing that anymore because I get up and I go to work. I got a family to support.
Yeah.
The addict in your house doesn't do that. So I'm not going to go to work and earn money so he can go get loaded.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Take care of his habit.
You know, I shouldn't even done it that one time.
Yeah.
I slipped up. I did it. But I woke up right after I did it. So I said, but why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
What did I do? But she's just angry because she's frustrated, because it's something that could have been taken care of 40 years ago. And the reason I'm bringing this up for parents that are watching, you're not just doing this, you're taking the easy way out, but a whole bunch of easies add up to a real hard life.
Yeah.
A whole
Straight
bunch of
enabling.
moments where you lose those battles all add up to a lost war. So I'm just telling you, like, it doesn't get better, you know, and I understand why parents don't want to see their children in pain. But if your children are doing things that are counterproductive to the betterment of their lives, isn't it fair that they should feel pain?
Yeah. How are they going to know any different? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, say you're standing on a roof and you're thinking about jumping. And let's say you're on a roof of a building that's a 1-story building. Okay. I mean, some of us can make that jump without getting hurt, right? But let's say you're on a 3-story building and you're looking down. If you jump, shouldn't you get hurt?
Yeah.
I think you should
absolutely.
get, I mean, it's like, you don't have to jump if you don't want to, but if you do, you can't get hurt and then look up and get pissed off at the building.
Yeah.
Life just doesn't work that way. And we're talking about parents that are intelligent human beings that own companies and businesses and successful and doctors and attorneys. What happens to you when it comes to your own kids is fascinating to me.
Yeah, that whole coddling them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have somebody that's definitely, well, there's somebody that comes to mind with that whole deal is like the whole time, single mom, been paying for everything. He's 19 now. He doesn't clean up around the house. And I've been telling her for years, like just that alone, besides what addiction stuff he's doing,
The basics you're talking
the
about.
basics. Yeah. It's like you're teaching him that structure of he can just do whatever he wants without having to have anything, any kind of structure, any kind of like goals for being a successful young man, period. Like I couldn't even get him to do the yard, clean the yard, and her husband died a few years before. And I was told him, I'm like, you're the man of the house now. It's like, start taking care of the responsibilities, one ear out the other. And then she keeps giving him credit cards, paying for everything, letting him do whatever. And it's like, what's that doing? Where's he going?
It's making, it's not so much about what she's doing for him. If that particular woman can have a moment of honesty within herself, she's doing it to make herself feel better.
Yeah.
And that's an extremely selfish thing to do, to sacrifice another human being's future and well-being.
Yeah.
Because the world is not going to treat him that way.
Not at all.
Only she's going to treat him that way. But he's going to expect the world to treat him that way. It's a programming that happens subconsciously where he goes out into the world and he has interactions with people. And when he walks away, people go, what an entitled little prick.
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking,
Yeah.
entitled.
And he doesn't even know that he's coming across entitled because he doesn't even know that he's entitled.
Yeah.
It's just been built that way.
Programmed
It's
in
such a
his whole
subtle, it's such a, most kids like that will never truly understand failure because they're compensated so well for it.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, how can you be happy as a human being? He might have everything that he wants, but he has to suffer because there's no self-worth.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything. He's not productive. He's not responsible. How can you have self-esteem when you don't do any esteemable acts? You're going to have to feel like shit. And what better way to feel better when you feel like shit than drugs and alcohol?
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then now you're in the dryer.
Yeah.
Now you're in the tumble, right? And then now people sit back and wonder, well, he was such a good kid. What happened to him? You had a hand in ruining him. Yeah, life dealt him a bad hand, took his father from him. That's an awful thing to have happen. That has an effect on a kid, 100%.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is even worse than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like, how do you break the cycle, right? They got to be informed and they got to stand their ground.
I think they got to stop. They got to stop reacting. Everything is not an emergency. You know, as a mother, if you don't have the answers and you can see that this thing is going down the wrong road, don't continue to reapply the very things that don't work.
That you've been doing all along.
Because all you do is get better at doing the wrong thing.
Right.
You see it. They do more. As time goes by, they'll give more money, more credit cards. I know parents that have mortgaged the house, cashed out 401ks, so the spending goes up and the kids' decline goes down. You're going the opposite direction of what you're intending to do.
Right.
Because you're in a panic state. Like we were talking about how we grew up in panic and emergencies.
Yeah.
That's how these parents are. They're learning to grow up in a panic. They're living in a constant panic state that now feels normal. So when you're in a panic state like that, you don't respond, you react. Responding requires consciousness. Like, I'm here right now in this moment. I'm an intelligent human being. What I'm doing ain't working for this kid. Yeah, he's going to scream and cry if I take away the pacifier, but that's okay. He needs to learn to get over the pacifier. Because I don't want to deal with that, I'm going to sacrifice my happiness, his happiness, any siblings that they might have. By the way, what happens to siblings who are doing what they're supposed to do? They get ignored.
Right.
They get no love.
Yeah, and they're focusing just on the
Yeah.
worst one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they sit there.
absolutely.
I get penalized because I'm not fucking up. I get penalized.
Yeah,
It's like it's so unfair on so many different levels that if you just let people, you know, the very thing that you're trying to stop from happening is the very thing that they need.
mm,
Like, don't you understand that it has come to a point where, like, when you stand on the shores of the beach and you look out, and if you look out far enough, you'll see that the sky and the water become one line,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So as a parent, you want your kid to hit that one line, but every time they get close, you move it. You don't
mm,
let them. You don't let them get there. The day that never came is the most tragic day of all because you wouldn't let it. They don't
yeah,
know any better, but you're a parent. You understand. Like you have to understand. Like, and he who has the understanding has the responsibility.
yeah,
That one thing that you refuse to stand on is destroying everybody. You're one shot on this planet. Look what you're doing with it.
yeah,
And we were talking about what we were talking about before, we started filming. You took that call. Nah,
yeah,
nah, mm-mm.
yeah. The whole sticking
You
with the
you get what you
boundaries.
deserve. You get what you deserve.
Hmm.
Whatever it is that you earned, that's what you're going to
That's what
get.
you're gonna get.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's fair, man. And
yeah,
what's wrong with fair?
yeah,
Since when did fair become a bad thing?
yeah. I think most of them, that whole setting a boundary and then giving in on that, like that's the get down.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's like I don't even know if it's like a really a boundary. Like if you just look at the animal kingdom, right?
Hmm.
Like I was watching a show on a Pride of Lions, and like when the lions kill, like they eat first. The male eats first, then the females eat, and
Yeah,
then the kids come and eat what's
scraps.
left. Yeah, because when you eat scraps, you're actually grateful for the scraps because you didn't kill.
Yeah,
You're eating for free, but you're getting a taste of what it's like to eat. So that increases your hunting skills. So you get out there and you start paying attention. Like
yeah,
what I can see as a cub lion is that those who participate eat first.
yeah.
Just get up and get in there, right?
Get in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like animals
I like that.
understand this
That's a good
stuff.
analogy right
But
there.
isn't that the way that it works?
Yeah,
Why is it different for human beings?
yeah. That's crazy.
It's there's like respect the pecking order.
Yeah,
There's a pecking order here. Like you have to create an atmosphere at home. And I hate it when people say, we raise kids. No, I think we raise cattle. We don't fucking raise kids. I think we create an atmosphere at home of fairness and personal responsibility, and we let it play out that way. I'm a guide. That's all I do. I guide.
yeah,
You could do that if you want to do that. This has been my experience when I've done that.
yeah. You're
But if
gonna
you
get
want
this if you do
yeah, if
that.
you want to do that, go ahead. It's cool. And if you
Yeah,
need help cleaning it up, I'll show you how to clean it up. I won't clean it up for you.
yeah,
Why? Because it's not my mess. You created the mess. That's not boundaries. That's just fair.
yeah.
When did it become unfashionable to be fair?
Mm. It's been a little while, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's frustrating, doing the work that I do. And, Glenn has just started doing some coaching in the recovery coaching that we do. He's got a lot of experience, and he'll be the first to tell you that it's not the big stuff. It's the little stuff that exposes the big stuff. The big stuff is it's easy. Like sooner or later, you look at the big stuff. Like, yeah, they cut off they put a 3-day notice on your door because you didn't pay the rent. Like that's
yeah,
not too difficult to understand. But the thinking of how you're avoiding that fact, that systematic way of looking at life, that has to be looked at.
yeah. Absolutely. Embedded in us so deeply for so long. It's like that's insane. That just total self-centeredness. I'm gonna just get whatever I want and not think of anybody else but myself. And that whole thing, like I know it's like I'm not hurting no one but myself. That whole illusion of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not true. You know, like what if you know, we were talking about it yesterday. If I didn't have wife, I didn't have kids, I had no living relatives, and I wanted to go live on a mountaintop by myself, the only thing I would have to think about is myself and the nature around me, because I'd still want to be kind to the creatures around
Right.
me, the
All
plants
around it.
around me.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have family, you know, you are hurting other people. Like you know, I work with family members of addicts and alcoholics, and I see, you know, there's an old Jewish saying where they say that a Jewish mother is only as happy as her most unhappy child.
Mm. Yeah. We affect all those ones around
Yeah,
us.
I,
100%.
I mean, it's an investment. You invest 25 years into your kid, and that's not the return I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you know how much money and time I spent on you? I did that so as you get older, or we can have an adult to adult relationship and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
You know, like to really reap the benefits of getting older together
Yeah.
and
See 'em.
talk and enjoying life. Like,
Hmm.
this is not what I signed on for. Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
Yeah.
you're not
Watch them
holding up your,
succeed, fly
yeah,
next to you,
yeah,
do the same things you're
yeah, give
doing.
us grandkids and
Yeah.
have, you know, like, because we're only on this planet one time, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there should be some urgency to it, because we don't know when we're going to get yanked.
Yeah.
You could be doing everything right, and
And
on the way
tomorrow.
home, did you
Yeah.
hear what happened? What?
Yeah.
Eric died on the way home from filming. Could it
Yeah.
not happen?
It could happen. That's how life is.
That's
right?
how life is.
Yeah.
That's how life is.
Be able to see their dreams come true and all their aspirations like really happen.
But how
Instead
can
of-
you do that if in this very moment you're not doing the right things?
Yeah, absolutely not.
This moment matters more than any other moment in the history of existence, because this moment is here right
But
now.
isn't that the whole deal?
That's the whole deal.
Like
That's the whole deal.
the whole thing of like tripping on the future and the past and not being in the now is where
Hmm.
the problem lies, right?
I think the past is important because you can learn a lot from it.
Experience from it.
Yeah, but I don't think that, you know, we should live back there. And I think the future is wonderful. We all have plans for the future. But if you want to have a good future, you better have a phenomenal now.
Yeah.
You better make it's an investment. Now is your investment in the future.
Yeah.
If you don't, you know, we always talk about there's no right way to do the wrong thing. How can you be doing the wrong thing in the now and expect the future to not reflect that?
Yeah.
Life doesn't work that
It'll
way.
keep going down that
It has
same
to.
path. Yeah,
That's what karma
absolutely.
is. That's what people
Yeah.
call karma. Karma means action. Like, what I do will have a return.
So how do you let go of the past things, the difficulties in the past?
Just through some understanding, you know, like we share the same sponsor.
Yeah.
And like I could be very angry at my father, you know, and I'm angry at the whole situation, because if I'm angry at my father, then I got to take a look at his father and like, how far do
Right,
we
the
want to go
pattern
back?
of that.
Yeah, how
that
far
we're
do we want to
breaking
go
right
back?
now, that
Yeah.
we broke.
That we broke, correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just look at the situation and I look at life, and I know that not everybody gets dealt a fair hand.
Mhm.
But even if life is unfair, it's unfair for all of us. The possibility of life being unfair exists for all of us. So even in that, it's fair. Whether life is fair or unfair, it applies to all 8 billion people on the planet, because anything can happen to any of us at any time, and 1 million of us die every single day on this planet.
Yeah.
It's still fair.
Yeah.
Even if it's unfair, it's fair.
Even if it's unfair. Yeah.
I mean, is that not the case?
Yeah. No, it's the case.
I had
just think-
a guest here like last month, and you know, he's a good friend of mine, Steve, and he goes, I don't understand it, man. He goes, we get in airplanes and it's a tube, and it's flying through the air at 600 miles an hour, and we should all be going, whee! And none of us are. He goes, it just seems like the zest for life, like every moment, every second that we're alive is epic.
Yeah.
Why? Because it'll just take you 1 second in that moment to not be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that kind of brings me to that whole thing of just staying in gratitude, right? That's how I think I accomplished that, is like really looking at what I do have on the daily. And it could go as far as that whole plane ride.
Yeah.
Like, heck yeah, we're getting on a plane.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere. This
Yeah.
is badass.
I'm a little weird because I take it to a different, like, I wake up in the morning and I feel like we should all wake up in the morning, look around, and when we see each other, just run over and hug each other. Fuck, we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. We're here.
Another day.
Yeah. Almost like a bad car crash, but that should be every day, because a million people don't make it every day. And that's the lottery I don't want to hit. Right.
Yeah.
But instead of people being grateful that they woke up, they wake up and they're in a hurry. Right. I got shit to do. I got stuff to hurry. And we were talking about this. Hurry to go where? What's the finish line of life?
Yeah.
What is the finish line of life?
Well, the finish line's death.
Yeah. Do you want to hurry to get there?
No, I'm not trying to hurry.
No. I want to slow this thing down. I don't want to be so in a hurry to get to the finish line when the actual gift of it is that I'm in the race.
Yeah, right.
I want to enjoy the race.
Yeah,
I want to enjoy the race.
The destination.
There is no destination. The journey is the destination.
Yeah.
It's just like in recovery. There's no destination. Recovery is the destination. The ride is the destination.
The ride.
The ride is the destination. The walk, the people you meet along the way. I mean, do you want to be here consciously aware that you're alive, or do you want to just miss it all and export your happiness to something that you might get in the future? Who's happy right now anymore?
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy right here, right now. Nothing needs to happen in the future for me to be happy. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I own a business. It could close.
Yeah.
I own a house. I could lose it. I don't give a shit. I'd like to keep them, but they are not my happiness.
Right.
They are not my happiness. And I'm not just saying that because life has taken me to those places. I've lost homes and businesses. I never forgot that I was alive, and I was always grateful for being alive. I never forget what it feels like to have a good life because I remember what it felt like not to have one. I don't ever want to go to sleep ever again.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do the work that I do, because I see a lot of people just walking around asleep. You just want to shake them. Parents, God bless you.
When you say that, I just think of peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have peace of mind at all.
No.
Just that comfort of just being even inside that stomach, not twisting up all the time, not tripping. I'm not one of those, like, the simple, like, when you say that, like, the whole simple thing of, like, driving, right? Those people in a hurry, cut you off, honking at you, being all crazy. I had one of those today specifically. And then I'm just cruising in the old truck, and I'm like, hi. Just, give them a wave, and then think, like, they are moving awfully quick, trying to get somewhere. To where are they going?
Everybody thinks, everybody's after what they think they need to get what they think they need. For me, I've achieved peace within myself, but for me, the ultimate goal is joy. To walk around with joy inside of me, just joy, right? Because I know one thing, and joy should not be accidental.
Yeah.
Joy should not be the consequence of things lining up for me right in the outside world, because joy shouldn't be accidental. If I can find, you take a guy like, there's been so many great people throughout history, and I want to take someone like Jesus Christ, right? You take a person like Jesus Christ. Regardless of what was happening outside of him, he just had nothing but joy and love in his heart
Yeah.
because he was able to separate the two worlds. There's an inside world and then there's the outside world. The outside world, at best, can be a 50-50 proposition for me.
Yeah.
Things aren't always going to go my way on the outside world because Glenn would like shit to go his way sometimes. Christine would like things to go her way sometimes. It's not realistic for Eric to expect everything to go his way.
Mm-hmm.
That's that little slice of the pie people look at, right? I got a notice on my door, an eviction notice, and I'm angry because it shouldn't be there. It should be there.
Yeah, you made the choice.
You didn't
It's
pay
gonna
the
be
rent.
there.
It needs to
Yeah.
be there. It's
It
fair.
needs-
He's got bills, but you're not looking at it from his point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking simple stuff.
Mm-hmm. I've had a couple of those.
You know, little cubs, lion cubs understand why they eat last. They understand. You can't understand why there's an eviction notice on your door
Right.
because most people don't have a moment of honesty with themselves. When is the last time you looked in the mirror? Let me sit down and take an inventory of just who the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm.
How many people ever do that in their lives?
Yeah. Nah, I don't think that many.
You got to
Us,
pay,
us few in recovery.
man, you got to pay some attention to the life that you are. You got to look at how you're functioning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I don't know, man. I think if you wake up in the morning and your goal is to be happy and by nighttime you're miserable, you got to take a look at how you're trying to get there.
Yeah.
You got to take a look at maybe the navigation system is broken.
Yeah. Just like parenting that child,
Yeah.
going down the wrong road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to get angry anymore, man. It's your life. You know, you can do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you're ready to listen, I'll help you. But, you know, if this is the grade you get, this is the grade you get. Come on. You got to know it's fair.
Yeah.
You got to know it's fair. We can't ask someone else to lie for you or bend the rules or, you know, it's not right. It's not the right thing to do.
Yep.
You know, let's just do the right thing and see what happens. I know one thing. If most people that do the right thing, they seem to be okay. They seem to have what they need. They got some peace in them. They got some joy in them.
Needs met.
Yeah. There's a way to live.
Maybe some of their wants aren't, but
Yeah.
their needs.
And maybe some of their wants wouldn't be so good for them anyway. I don't know. All I know is it shouldn't be this hard.
Well, I know they haven't been good for me when I've got my wants.
Yeah. Me
You
too.
know what I'm saying?
Me too. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things I wanted so bad that didn't happen, in retrospect, you're like, thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff I wanted that I didn't want that was forced upon me, thank God those happened too.
Yeah.
So we don't really know.
No, not at all.
We don't really know.
Yeah.
What I do know is that we need to go through this life consciously. And we need to consider what I'm about to do right now. How does it affect everyone? How does it affect everyone? Not just me. How does it affect everyone? You know, my mother once said something to me. I was married at the time. We were in the middle of a divorce, and you know, I kind of had somebody already. You know, it was ugly. It wasn't one of Eric's shining moments.
Yeah.
And I remember my mother, who has said very few wise things to me in my life, said, Eric,
Very few.
you can't build your happiness on someone else's misery.
That's heavy.
I never forgot that.
Yeah.
I never forgot that. It's not sustainable. It won't work. And again, there's no right way to do the wrong thing. No matter how you package it, it's just not going to work. Life doesn't work that way. You plant apple seeds, you're not going to get bananas, you're going to get apples. It's the law of nature.
Yeah.
It's how the universe works. It's how life works. It's how everything is organized. You can't go against it. You cannot go against it. You can't, you know, you just can't. Life is a gigantic tidal wave. You're either going to be crushed by it or you're going to learn to ride it. That's it.
Definitely ride it. Definitely
So,
ride it.
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
I don't know. I just I hope that the show offers some hope to some parents. You know, if you're a parent and you're stuck and you're out of control and you can't help yourself, you know you're stuck in a cycle and you're tired of lying to yourself and justifying your actions, ask yourself this: how can I demand that my addict make changes when I can't even make some simple changes myself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think of a saying I always say is every stone I throw has a ripple effect, no, regardless. So it's kind of like that, you know. I don't know if you had the parent that said, "Do as I say, not as I do,"
Oh, 100%.
you know, and it's like, I think that we don't realize, but it, I don't even have to say nothing. It's just what I do. It matters in one way or another. It's either teaching somebody something negative or it's teaching somebody something positive, whether I want it to be or not.
Yeah, because people are watching you
Yeah, they're watching.
all the time.
It's a reflection, no matter what.
People are watching you all the time. We're all examples in one way or another. And most of the time, it's not so much what you say, it's what you do that
Yeah.
people are watching. Even in regular conversation, I think something like 60% of what's being conveyed, I'm getting through body language and not so much your words.
Yeah.
It's what you do, how you carry yourself. And it's tough for mothers. They don't know how to be fathers.
Yeah.
That's why they're mothers. And fathers don't know how to be mothers. And that's why, you know, it takes two. It takes two. There was a time in this country where that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to a guy the other day and we were reminiscing, and it wasn't that far back in the 50s, maybe late 40s, early 50s, where mothers would have their kids dressed in their best clothes to greet dad when he came home from work.
Yeah. Yeah, the 50s. Yep.
That's gone.
Yeah, that's way gone.
That's gone. Like, to me, like that was real America.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
No,
You
absolutely.
know,
I agree.
like the Midwest where you shook hands with a guy on a deal
You look him in the eyes.
and your handshake was, you know, but we're not. And it's funny because you and I talked about this a lot of times. The very type of men that most single women complain about are the type of men that they're raising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one's, yeah, stomach that one.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, it's worth taking a look at. It's worth taking a look at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I seem to only get with deadbeat men that don't do anything. You know, they don't pay bills, they don't do this.
And
You
they're
know,
bringing their son up that
and
way.
then you're raising your son the exact same way.
Yeah, and they're not even seeing it.
Yeah, and believe me, fathers are guilty of this stuff too. I'm not trying to harp on women, but I do believe there are more single women with kids than there are single men with kids. So in defense of women, I know you got a lot to deal with, and I know it's not easy because you still got to put food on the table, but that's all the more reason to do things the right way because you have it hard enough already.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, if you need some help, we're here. If you need someone to talk to, we're here. If you have questions, we're here. We're here for you. You know, if you're not ready, if none of this makes any sense to you, then just file it away for future reference. And when the circumstances put enough pressure and leverage on you, you'll see what you need to see.
Yeah, there's no growth in being comfortable.
Nope.
For sure.
Nope. And comfortable addicts don't recover. You know, providing cell phones and cars and health insurance and waking them up to go to work. You know, that's the other thing is like it's on
Yeah.
a parent to wake their kid up to go to work. And if they don't wake them up on time, they're angry with the parent.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
were
yeah.
supposed to wake me up 15 minutes ago. You know, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, it's a crazy vicious cycle.
It has become the norm
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of houses. Let me expect the least from you. How many times have you heard that? Can you at least take out the trash?
Yeah, at least do the trash.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We're going to lower the bar to the least.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Well, it all changes with a choice and some action.
Yep.
A
Yep.
phone call, some help.
Yeah, some guidance and then just taking some direction, abandoning
Yeah.
your own thinking and your own cycles, you know, and your own reactions and your own patterns. Now you can understand how difficult it is for the addict to change, because that's exactly what they have to do. They're addicted to dope and you're addicted to them.
Yeah.
That's
We don't
it.
do nothing alone. Do it together.
And if nothing changes, nothing changes.
No.
So thank you for being here, Glenn.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
brother.
buddy.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Interfere with me, Eric Evans. I hope that the information has been helpful for you. I know that it makes me feel wonderful to share it with you because we have lives at stake here. So please, if you liked it, if you enjoyed the information, and if you want more, please click on the like, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family. I want to keep it coming because we got a lot of work to do.